I can never understand mothers who try to keep fathers out of their children's lives and honestly believe it won't backfire when those children get older. Children grow up. They start asking questions. They become curious about their identity, where they come from, and why one parent wasn't around. And if they discover that they were deliberately kept away from a loving or willing father, the resentment can be directed at the very parent who thought they were protecting them. Now, let me be clear. I'm not talking about situations involving abuse or where a child's safety is at risk. I'm talking about parents who let anger, bitterness, or a failed relationship dictate the relationship between a father and his children. The relationship between two adults may be over, but the relationship between a parent and their child shouldn't automatically end because the romance did. When children are used as weapons or bargaining chips, they're often the ones left carrying the emotional consequences long after the divorce is finalized. Today's story is a perfect example of what can happen when parents are so focused on hurting each other that they lose sight of what's truly best for their children.
Navigating the ups and downs of any divorce can be stressful, but when you add stressors like inflation, political and social unrest, and the emotional fallout from a pandemic, it can add more fuel to the fire, especially when children are involved. I'm going to teach you what to do and what not to do to ensure your children are not put in the middle. Welcome to Custody Week. Robin, a divorced mother of two young girls, claims her daughters were lured from their own home and kidnapped by their father, Daniel. He says they hate their mother and wanted to run away. Robin is so upset because she claims no one, not the lawyers, courts, or even the police, will do anything to help her.
Even though I have full legal custody of our girls, my ex-husband Daniel and I have fought over their custody for years.
We've been in and out of court so many times, I couldn't even begin to count. I'd take a guess, I'd say 30.
Our custody battle is completely out of control. A few months ago, when my girls were staying with their dad, my daughter Zoe called me and said she didn't want to exist. I could hear Daniel yelling at her, using profanity. When I arrived at Daniel's house, he refused to let me take the kids home. I was furious.
Robin is an unfit mother. Robin neglects the children. When they're their moms, I've had safety concerns, cuts on their legs from swords, been gun fears, suicidal boyfriends. It just goes on and on.
I got a court order that our daughters be returned to my home.
My oldest daughter, Danny, was so upset, she actually told the police that she'd rather go to a foster home and that she won't stay with her mom and that she will run away.
The girls weren't even home for 24 hours. My ex-husband, Daniel, kidnapped my daughters in the middle of the night.
I did not kidnap my daughters. My girls were forced to go back to their moms, and 11 hours later, they ran away.
Daniel Facebooked my daughter, Danny, and told her to run away.
Once the police removed the kids, I realized quickly that the children were going to run away. I was concerned for their safety. If they're going to run away, they have to get to a phone and call me immediately or call the police. It was 2 in the morning. I get a phone call. It was my daughter telling me they're somewhere near their mom's house.
I haven't seen either of my daughters in over a month. My fear is that Daniel has kidnapped my daughters and I will never see them again.
Despite the court order, and if it is breaking the law, my kids' safety is more important to me.
A mother's worst nightmare has come true and I just don't know what to do. My daughters mean everything to me. That's all that I wanted was my kids. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that, okay?
A mother's worst nightmare? Ma'am, this looks like a nightmare you helped create. It's interesting how the children are suddenly kidnapped simply because they're with their father. Last time I checked, those are his children too. Fathers don't become babysitters or strangers just because a marriage ends. And did you notice the language? My kids, not our kids. That one little word says a lot. Sometimes it's less about what's best for the children and more about who gets to control them. The fact that the kids are repeatedly running to their father's house should make any parent stop and ask, why do they feel safer or happier there? Instead, she's focused on accusing him of kidnapping. At some point, you have to stop making your ex the villain and start asking why your children keep voting with their feet.
Okay, Robin, you want these children back.
Yes, I want my children back.
And you currently have physical custody.
Yes, I have full physical and legal custody.
Okay, so you are what's known as the residential
Yes.
parent here. So
Yes,
they
I
are
am.
to reside with you.
Yes.
So you guys have gone through the courts, gotten a divorce. The court has issued a ruling that says the children are to reside with you and have visitation from their father.
Yes.
Okay? So why are they not with you then?
Because he kidnapped him last March, and then he he wouldn't give him back, and I had to go get another. Cops wouldn't help me, even though my court order says mandatory enforcement, forcibly remove the kids. I had to go back to court. The judge ordered them to be forcibly removed and returned to me again,
Okay,
which they
so
did.
then what happened?
He got on Facebook and talked Danny into running away and told her not to forget Zoe. They waited till I was asleep. And when I got up, they were gone.
Okay, so here is an excerpt from Daniel and Danny's Facebook messages. Is this what you're talking about here? Danny, Robin came and got the cops again. This is why I wish I could drive. I could, become a runaway. Daniel responds, this is nothing, honey. I spent hours with the attorney, and this was a one-time order to pick you up. You can walk out with Zoe anytime and tell me what corner you're on, and I'll come pick you up. Example, I'm on the corner of Street and Street. Then I know exactly where you are, and I will be there in 25 minutes. Don't forget Zoe.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's an actual street. That wasn't like a hypothetical.
No, he knew exactly where he was sending them.
Okay, that was an actual street. Okay.
Yeah.
So, have you talked to him about this?
No, we do not have contact.
Why not?
Because he's extremely, extremely abusive, and you cannot have a conversation with this man if you're like, hey, Dan, why are you doing this? All of a sudden, I just get to hear I'm crazy, I deserve this, you did this, and you did this, and you did this. And I did none of this stuff. He makes it all up, and he tells my kids this, and he's brainwashing them to hate me. Ever since I left him, 13 years ago, he's been telling them what a horrible mother I am. Everything I do is wrong. The fact that I like to wash their laundry and make sure they have clean clothes for school, that's bad because I'm materialistic. The fact that I like to have them a nice house to live in, I'm just a materialistic, horrible, horrible mother. The fact that I keep my refrigerator stocked up with food, all I care about is money. I don't care anything about them. Well, all my money is going on them. That's what you do as a parent. These aren't bad things. These are what parents do.
So this man badmouths you because you keep clean clothes for the kids, have a nice house, and you stock fruit in your fridge? Come on. Does anyone else believe this?
You say that he tells the girls that your family are all alcoholics.
Yes.
Is that true?
No, there are members of my family that are alcoholics, but I don't hang around those ones.
And you're concerned about what's happening with the girls when they're with him.
Yes, I'm scared for their safety. I know exactly why he sold them at this particular age in their life.
What do you mean?
He was severely molested at this age in his life, and now it's the perfect time to get me out of their life so he can have as much fun. If he could break down their boundaries and they have nobody to run to, he can do whatever he wants. My daughters are beautiful. That's what he thinks women look like, and he has always said that's the perfect body. No. That's a little kid's body. That's not a body that you should be looking at in a sexual way. It's sick.
So you're afraid that he may have inappropriate designs on the children?
Yes, and the more I think about it, he might have already done something.
You don't know that?
I don't know. I just know that
That's a very serious allegation.
Yes,
You're
it
not
is.
making the allegation.
No.
You're saying that's a concern you have.
That is a concern.
Do you see why men don't like to confide in us? She says, this man was severely molested when he was young, and that's why he is with the kids now. And I am sure this man told this woman about his childhood trauma in confidence. And what does she do? Use it against him. And we wonder why men don't open up to us.
You say that you believe that he has showed them inappropriate videos.
Yes, horrific pornographic videos.
And how do you know this?
Because my daughter came home on Christmas crying. She told me what the video was. She called 911 to have a safety check on her sister because she was so concerned.
What was on this video?
It was pornographic, something horrible, horrible, and he was trying to convince them it was me.
So he was trying to convince them that in this video that he was showing them,
Was me.
that this was you in the video
Yeah.
doing these pornographic acts.
Yes.
And she was saying, that's not my mother.
That's not my mom. I know what my mom looks like.
But in order for her to make that judgment, she had to be looking at this
Right.
tape.
Correct.
And this tape was very out there.
The worst thing I've even heard of.
I mean, we're talking bestiality
Yes,
here. This
that's
was
exactly what we're talking
yeah.
of.
Okay. How long were you married to this man?
2 weeks. I had to come home right away and divorce him because he beat me up on my honeymoon.
He beat you up on your...
Hold up, and I'm sorry I keep pausing the video, but I just can't believe what I'm hearing. So you're telling me you were only married to this man for 2 weeks? Are we supposed to believe he completely transformed overnight on the honeymoon? Or were there red flags before the wedding that got ignored, minimized, or explained away? I'm not saying people can't change or become abusive after marriage. That absolutely happens. But if we're going to tell the whole story, we also have to ask whether there were warning signs that were overlooked before saying, I do.
honeymoons. Okay. Now, you were married to him for 2 weeks, but yet you have 2 children.
Yeah, I'm not very smart. What happened is I went home and I divorced him. Everything went through. And
Do
then
you have a child when you got married?
No.
Were you pregnant when you got married?
Well, apparently I got pregnant on the honeymoon because when I came back and got divorced, I found out I was pregnant.
Okay, so that's when you had your first child.
Yes.
Okay, so I get that. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
But you then got pregnant with a man that you say beat you up on your honeymoon.
Yes.
You're going to have to tell me how
I'm gonna
that
tell
logic
you.
went down.
It is. So I find out I'm pregnant, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. Now I have to make it work with their father because they need a father, right? And of course,
There's not there's just one now.
Well, at this point, yes. And, you know, I didn't have a father growing up, so they're very important to me, and he always tells me why he beats me. So I thought if I acted better, he would quit beating me and I could make this stop. But you can't make it stop because I wasn't doing anything wrong.
So your thought was, I'll behave better,
Yes.
and he'll quit beating me.
And then we could raise our child.
And somewhere along in there, you decided to have another one.
No, that was an accident, too.
It was an accident.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on it.
Okay,
I didn't even know I was pregnant till the day I left him. I just decided that's the last beating I've ever taken, and I walked out of there, and I went to Women's Crisis, and they said, are you pregnant? And I said, well, probably, because that would just make things so much worse. So, of course, I was.
what do you mean it's an accident? You know how this works, right?
Yes, I do. Maybe not. I've been pregnant 11 times. I'm not good at birth control. But I was trying birth control. This is my first experience with birth control. And I was switching from the shot to a different kind because it wasn't working. And voila, baby. Daniel is completely reckless with our children. They're in constant danger. That he would like that our daughters to experiment with drugs in a safe manner at the house with him because children are going to do it anyway, and he felt that was the safest way.
Robin is such an unfit parent that her own children have filed police reports against her. When they're their moms, I've had safety concerns, cuts on their legs from swords, been gun fears, suicidal boyfriends. It just goes on and on.
The bottom line is he's a bad, evil person.
Robin may think that I'm a bad, evil guy, but I don't think about her at all. I've given up on her.
Daniel says he has been battling with his ex-wife Robin in courts for years to get custody of their 2 daughters. Now, Daniel claims Robin's home is unsafe because she has a problem with alcohol and constantly dates abusive men. So what did Daniel do? Well, Robin claims he convinced their daughters to leave their home and meet him on the corner with nothing but the clothes on their back. Robin considers that he is brainwashing these children and, in fact, has kidnapped them. Take a look.
Robin's been saying that I brainwashed my daughters.
I firmly believe Dan has brainwashed our daughters into hating me. He has made me out to be some sort of monster and turned the girls against me.
I love my daughters, and that is not brainwashing. Loving your children is not brainwashing. Robin has always bashed me behind my back.
Daniel has my girls convinced that they have suffered horrendous beatings and abuse from my ex-husband. It's not true. It's all complete lies. Daniel tries to paint me and my entire family like we're just crazy. He tells the girls that I'm a crazy psychopath all the time.
She is nuts. Robin needs to just face the fact that all the wicked things she has done to try and hurt me and to separate me from the only thing in the world that I love is now backfired. And she's dealing with the consequences, and she's gonna have to deal with it for the rest of her life.
The girls need to know the truth, that I'm the sane one, and their father, Daniel, is the crazy one.
Okay, Daniel, you've been listening to the show so far,
yeah.
right? I've given her a chance to speak. I want to give you the chance to do the same thing. What do you say? Is there anything in particular that she said that you want to respond to?
Oh, yeah. Well, when it started about the worst custody battle you could ever imagine or in the history of modern society, that's all true. Everything else she said is a complete, blatant lie. She's mentally disabled. She's on medication.
Who are you?
And
who are you talking to?
Everybody that
Talk to me.
heard that nonsense. It's all complete
That's a lie,
insanity.
Daniel. I am not on
And
any medications.
This
Well,
type.
Wait a minute. Now, you let I let you speak. Now let him speak. Go ahead.
The fantasies that you just heard come from somebody that's mentally unstable and has been doing the things that she describes are what's been happening to her with the recent boyfriends she's had from prior marriage. She had 3 kids when I met her already.
How many boyfriends? How many boyfriends have I had, Dan? Name them. In 13
we have our
I've dated
kids here.
5 people.
I actually
5. Is
brought
that excessive?
reports of and
If
police
you're
reports
against
and
domestic violence, Daniel, why did you beat me
Does she
up
get
on
to
my
do this?
honeymoon? Why did you beat me when I was pregnant?
Okay, hold on. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Okay? Go ahead.
So just for the audience's sake, and for people that want to judge me by what she says, I've never laid a harmful hand on a woman in my life. I'm a black belt in the martial arts in several forms.
Hold on. I'll let you respond in a minute.
And if half of what she said is true, I would be in prison for life. If half of it, that was insane. Now, I have battled allegations of me kicking her in the back, and there's a little quarter-shaped bruise in her back. It was 4 days after I dropped the kids off, 4 days after, this fresh quarter-sized bruise, exactly the size of the seesaw that she leaves in the backyard with no supervision, 4-year-old girl and 6-year-old girl, and somebody slammed her in the back, and guess what? I have to convince CPS that I wasn't nowhere found. And every single time she does this, it's always dropped. I'm always found innocent. But I lose 30 days. I lose 2 weeks of visitation. I had to do 2 weeks supervised visits. And every lie that she did, I have defeated for years. I have defeated every single thing she has done. And you know what happened? The kids see what's going on. They've been watching her for 14 years. Everything she said to you, these kids have lived with it, and then they only have me on the weekends, and then 1 week, alternating weeks during the summertime, and she wants to tell you that I'm the one that has shaped them, and that I am the one who has somehow brainwashed them, when she has had them exclusively up until the age of about 10. It's only been the last 4 years when my children can talk to the police, can write police reports and orders, and then the truth starts to come out. And guess what? They started running away. And my oldest started running away when she was 10 years old. She's not telling you that. And then lastly,
ran away before
she hasn't seen these kids since May of 2015. Not this year. They've been living with me exclusively since last year, Mother's Day. She kicked them out.
Okay,
and they're here to testify.
Here, talk to me. Do you breathe through your ears? You got to take a breath sometime here.
You can tell this man has been carrying this for a long time. It feels like he's been waiting years for someone to finally hear his side of the story. He's struggling to get the words out. He's emotional. He can barely catch his breath. Whether you agree with everything he's saying or not, the frustration is obvious. When someone feels unheard for that long, all of that emotion eventually comes pouring out.
She says that you, across a period of time, have beaten her physically on a regular basis, I want to give you the opportunity to clear that up. Are you saying that is absolutely not true?
Completely fictitious. Wouldn't you? I know they asked me, do we have any evidence? Do you have any evidence of something? Like I say, my daughter ran away when she was 10. I brought evidence of that. I bought a police report. Show us one police report. If a man lays a hand on you and you have one bruise, show us the police report. Show us the
I'm
facts.
asking you.
I have
So
never
you have
laid
the
a
opportunity
harmful
to
handle
respond
on a
to that.
woman in my life.
So I'm not asking about any other women. I'm just asking about this one. You've not beaten your wife.
Including her, even though I don't quite consider her a woman anymore. But
Okay. All right. Now, so you're saying that she is not telling the truth, that you have never hit her, beaten her, abused her physically in any way?
in any way at all.
Okay.
Never. Ever,
Now,
ever.
You do admit that you emotionally and verbally abuse her.
I do.
Well,
When
you've
did I
done
admit
it
that?
since you've been out here.
How do you respond to what she just said?
Well, you're saying she's not even a woman.
She
You
just
said she's
accused
crazy.
She
Those
just
are
told
abusive
me
things
that
to say
I
to anyone.
sexually molest my children. What do you call
No,
somebody?
actually, she didn't say that.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't say
Backstage.
that. This is on tape, and
okay.
I can play it back. In fact, on your behalf, I was very careful and clarified. Are you accusing him of that, or are you saying you are concerned that that could happen? I made clear that she was not making that accusation against you because I didn't want you to have to deal with that.
Okay.
So on your behalf, I clarified that for you.
Well, then maybe I mistook it as like, because I did have to fight CPS as soon as we got back. Guess who's at my house?
Well,
Child Protective Services. And they mentioned something about pornography. You know what I did? I threw my hands up. I said, you got to talk to the kids because I don't know anything about
Well,
this.
Daniel, let me tell you something. I'm trained as a forensic psychologist. I've worked as an officer of the court in custody proceedings. So I listen to what is said very carefully. I also hear what isn't said. I hear how things are said. And so I very carefully clarified, was she making an accusation or was she expressing a concern? She expressed a concern and did not make an allegation. So I want to be very clear about that. It is correct, right?
That's correct.
You're not accusing him
No,
of
I'm
molesting
not.
your children.
No.
You're saying that you have a concern.
But that's a lie.
I have a concern.
She did make the allegation. I did have to deal with Child Protective Services.
never
Ask
have.
my children.
She didn't
They're
make the
here to
allegation
testify
here
right
to
now.
me.
They're here to
She
tell
did
you.
make the allegation here to me.
Okay, but I did have to deal with Child Protective Services about
Okay,
this.
you're
this
saying that you
fantasy
don't, that she's
describing to
shaping
you.
these children, you're not shaping these children.
The prior years, until they developed a voice, until they could stand up to their mother, she tried to turn them against him. She moved 19 times. She tried to hide them from me.
You are
She's
such a
always
liar.
been insanely jealous. Whenever I have the kids for a weekend, and I take them back, they cry.
Well,
they
here's a
cry
comment
when they go to mom's.
Here's
So
a
she started
comment
this,
that you made on. Here's a
brainwashing
comment
them.
that you made on Robin's Facebook page, Daniel. Oh my God, what is that hideous beast between my two beautiful girls?
Yes, that was the night.
I never knew a mother could be so heartless and cold to their own children. Take a clue, Robin. They don't want to live with you because you're a terrible mother.
You notice the finger dubbed out there on that screen? That's my oldest daughter
That's an
flipping
angry
her mom
girl.
off.
Hey, do me a favor. Talk to me. This is not an election and they don't vote.
I've done a lot of court.
So
You see
talk
the
to me.
middle finger there has been dubbed out. My daughter's flipping. She pulled that down as soon as she realized the family photo. Zoe
didn't pull
knew
that down.
she
I
was
brought
flipping her
them
off.
out.
My youngest knew she was looking at the phone.
I
She
did
knew
too.
Danny was flipping
I
her mom
did
off,
too.
and she took the picture anyway.
I did
That's
too.
what you're really seeing there.
Okay, you seem to take great pride in that.
No, you know what I'm proud of? I'm
'Cause
proud
you're-
that my kids have finally stood up against all these lies, this wickedness.
But you seem to
They have a
take
chance
great
to come
pride
here
in
and
that your
tell
daughter
you
is
what's really
flipping
going on.
off their mother.
For them to stand up to this beast you see in front of you, yeah, I'm very, very proud of them. I'm very, very proud of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you think that's appropriate behavior for a 14-year-old with her mother?
She sits in her house drunk every day. That's what she does. That's her life. She
How do you know
collects
what I do in my
welfare,
house?
and if she does get a boyfriend that has a job, it's a 12-pack each every day.
How do you know what I do in my house? You don't go in my house.
You know what?
You're not allowed to be at my
6 years
house.
on the reservation. You know how many cans are just stacked out?
None. My house
every
is
day,
always
it's
clean.
a whole 50-gallon barrel
Do you have
full
a picture?
full of cans. They
Have
don't
you-
recycle like
do
they do with
you
Oregon there.
have
They
a
just pile
picture?
up. And So
Collecting evidence, didn't take a picture.
see, the beauty is the kids are here to tell the truth.
To tell them
And
what you
that's what
told
she
them to
doesn't
say.
understand. She
I
doesn't
do
understand that
understand.
now I'm not alone anymore. She can't just make up stories. And because you can now ask the ones that lived with her for 14 years.
Oh, well, I'm
what is
stacking up a lot of evidence from both of you every time you open your mouths.
Some of the things that Daniel has done to make my girls think I'm a horrible person are completely unthinkable. Daniel has shown the girls incredibly horrific, graphic, pornographic videos. To make matters even worse, he tried to convince the girls that the video was of me. The girls didn't buy it. It just demonstrates that the girl's father is sick and dangerous. In my mind, what Daniel is doing is beyond abuse. My fear is Daniel is baiting our daughters, and his real intention is to sexually abuse them.
Child Protective Services shows up and takes my kids in a back room and inquires, and the case is immediately closed, found completely fraudulent. Robin has even accused some of my family members of inappropriate activity. I hear crazy stuff. Robin says I'm a bad parent. You have to consider the source. Everything she says is a lie.
Well, Robin is convinced that her ex, Daniel, has kidnapped her children because he's now sexually interested in them. I asked her if she thought that he had molested them. She said no. She's just concerned about it. Robin says she believes it's no coincidence that Daniel has encouraged her 12 and 14-year-old daughters to run away now that they have hit puberty. That's a very difficult thing for you to respond to, because
No, it's not.
how do you prove something in the negative?
Okay, first of all, back in 2012, my oldest was 10 years old when she took the kids to hide them from me. But I found them. I went there and I made myself an available parent.
I can't hide them.
Can I finish?
Maybe.
Anyway, she was not letting me have visitations.
Never once. It never happened once.
I brought the police report.
The only people.
She was trying to hide them from me. Danny leaps out of the car. When Robin's trying to drive away, my oldest jumps out of the car, runs into the police station screaming, "My mom's trying to take us, it's my
You
dad's
are such a liar. This never happened.
My daughter writes a police report. Actually, I brought several police reports.
Good.
She was 10 years old when she started running away from her mom.
She's
this
never
is
ran
not
away
something
before.
new.
That's a lie. Never.
And they tell her she's a drunk, and they tell her that they're tired of seeing, that they're embarrassed of her, that they want to go to
never
school
happened.
programs, but she's too drunk to drive them. They can't do any school activities. They can't do honor roll stuff. They can't do sport. They can't do anything because she's drunk all the time, and that's why they come to me. So I start driving them. When they get off the bus, they come to my house after school, and I drive them where they're going. And that's when she starts getting crazy. She gets insanely jealous. But I brought a police report when my daughter was 10 years old and jumped out of a moving car to get away from her mom.
Well, here's the police report that you're referring to. At approximately 8:07 p.m., I'm taking the patrolman's name out, for blank police department, was dispatched to speak with Daniel regarding a child custody issue involving his two daughters. He advised it was his weekend to have the daughters, and when he attempted to drop off the two girls at their mother's residence where there was no answer at the door, Daniel advised Robin called him about the whereabouts of the two girls. Daniel said he could tell Robin had been drinking based on how she had been talking. Daniel informed me he understood the court-ordered paperwork states Robin is supposed to have the kids, but he didn't feel right making them go over to the residence where they were scared of the violence. Now, this is referring to you're not wanting them to be around this drinking you're talking about all the time.
Yeah, this is not the one.
No, I understand. I'm talking about the drinking.
Okay.
This is you're saying you don't want them to be around the drinking.
Yeah, the police refuse to take them to her. They won't help her anymore. She's a drunk. Nobody will help her. The judge won't help her. The police won't help her.
I've won every court
They
case.
won't even give her
Every one.
restraining orders. She tries to fill out
I've
these
had
allegations.
restraining
They
orders.
decline them again and again. I
They
bought all
only
those
declined
too. I've
yours.
got 13 restraining orders I submitted
On
that
me
they're
or
not
other
going to
women?
present because nobody believes her anymore.
Really?
Nobody. Okay, but that was
How
not the
many
document.
other women
that I
have
was-
to have restraining orders on you, Dan? How many other? I know of 3 right now. Women.
All
who-
members of your family.
None of my family.
Yeah.
If it
And
was,
she- and
if it
she's
was such a
confusing-
chaotic situation, why'd you marry her?
Oh,
You struggled in this horrific situation, so why'd you marry her?
I heard her struggling. You did the same thing to her about the childbirth. I have never had, can I be really frank? I mean, PG frank?
I don't know.
At this time, I was such a hero. I was doing a demonstration in judo, and the next thing I knew, the class doubled in size. It was her and her sister, and each of them had a whole litter. I mean, a litter of puppies, you know. The class doubled in size, and they're both competing for my affections. This went on for like
Really?
6 months.
Because we don't even like
before
you.
I even realized what was going on, and anyway, she needed a place to stay. She had been drug out by her hair. Her car tire was shot out. Her mom had put a gun to her head. Her kids were stolen.
We've been over all that. I'm just asking
She's a
why
cute
you married
woman
her.
in distress, and I had a chance to be a hero, man. That's what it was about. I was the knight in shining armor, man.
What is it?
And then there was a whole bunch of, you know, she was a good-looking young lady who needed help.
Have you had restraining orders filed against you by other women?
She's filed 8 against me.
Have you had restraining orders
Not
filed against you by other women?
You are such a liar.
Are you talking about? Oh, I can't say names.
You
All
know
the people in your house.
Nobody related
They're not
to me.
They're not my people.
No.
They're people I
Nobody
don't even
related
know.
to. My family has never got a
What
restraining order. They're not afraid of you.
Excuse me. Have you had restraining orders filed against you by other women?
No. No. Not that I know of, okay? I mean,
They serve you, you know.
I mean, does it mean if they file something it gets rejected because I haven't been served, okay? I haven't been, the only one
served.
is
They were
Robin.
Nope.
8. I lost count at 8.
Quit beating me up. How many times do I have to make you stop?
And on not a single one was there ever police contact, was there ever any evidence, and they were all dropped. Every single one
So
of them.
there have been restraining orders filed
No,
against
they
you?
haven't been dropped. No.
All her. 8 restraining
No.
orders from her.
No.
From this woman sitting right here. No, I have no recollection. I have no idea what you're talking
When
about.
we did the pre-interview with you, you said that you wished she would be dead.
No, that's not what I said. They tried to get me to say that. Was that you? Because that infuriated me. Here's what I said. My daughter now, and wait till you meet her and you talk to her, the rage and the anger that she has fostered by trying to convince them how rotten I am. When they have me every weekend, they know how loving I am.
So what did
now
you say?
has spawned this really angry 14-year-old that makes that comment. And maybe somebody got their wires crossed. And let me tell you something. No parent who loves their child would want their child to have a parent die. My 12-year-old would be devastated. So that's the stupidest thing in the world. What I will say, and what I have said, and what I do believe, that if something horrible was to happen to her, because it was asked of me, if something happened to Robin, our lives would certainly get much easier. My whole family,
Of course, you'd have
my
access to
children
my
would.
daughters.
The only thing is Zoe would still be sad. Danny would be sadder than she thinks, but she doesn't know it. She says,
Really? She said, I remember I love you on the few hours I had her home. She said,
We'll see.
turned
We'll
to
see
my
what
sister
she
and
said. Well, it'll all be here. We'll see what she said.
So
you're
you
gonna take
didn't-
her word for it, then you're just being deceived. You're just
So
hearing-
you didn't say that?
I said the way I said it. Here, what I said, when they asked me, you know, well, how would you feel if Robin wasn't out of the picture anymore? Oh, God, what a relief that would be. You know, because how do you defend something that never occurred? When they come off and say, you know, he went to Mars and pulled his pants off and raped an alien, you know, what am I supposed to say? I did not. You know, how can you prove something that doesn't even exist? How can you defend against something that is just a dream?
I'm just trying to figure out
So
whether
I
you
need to go
did
to
or
Mars
didn't
and get
say
some rock or
whether you did or I'm just trying to figure out whether you did or didn't say that things would be better if she was dead.
This man is so animated, and honestly, I don't understand why Dr. Phil keeps asking him the same question. He has already made his position crystal clear. He said his life would be easier if the children's mother wasn't in the picture. How many different ways does he need to say it? Whether you agree with him or not is a separate conversation, but he isn't being vague. He's answering the question directly. At this point, it feels like Dr. Phil is trying to get a different answer.
My daughter I've been having to defend
That's not an
Robin.
essay question.
No. What I would say is, if something and I remember I talked with one of your people, if something happened to her and we never saw her again, our lives would be a lot better. And that includes the girls, okay? They don't have to deal with cops waking them up in the middle of the night, dragging them out of the house.
That has never happened.
It's been
You have
happening
sent them
for
to my house
14 years.
times
It's
in
been
2
I'm just
months.
trying to
They
get
never
an
found anything
answer to
wrong.
a simple question. It's whether or not you said if your children's mother passed away, things would be better. Because that to me is significant. If you,
It would absolutely, we would immediately
Did you-
all breathe a huge sigh of relief as far as the older people. Zoe would be devastated. She would be devastated because she still thinks mom can be saved. She still thinks
so you did say that.
I didn't say I wish she was dead, no. No, I did not say that. Not, be exact again, be precise. Because I didn't say I wish she was dead. That's my daughter.
Well, you said your life would be better if she was dead.
If she was gone forever, yeah. Yeah, definitely. When you suffer as much as I've spent 6 months on the ground in the fetal position. In the fetal position crying, okay, because she yanked the children from me. And I fought tooth and nail. I spent over $50,000
Well,
in
okay.
custody battles.
All right, actually,
And you don't miss people that put you through that. You don't miss them, man.
I gave you
actually,
joint
here,
custody.
we record our pre-interviews. Here's what you said.
Between you and me, if you like passed away, my life would be better. You know what I mean? No tears here.
Yep. That doesn't mean I wish she's dead.
Your children's mother. Your children's mother.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to hold to that. You guys, you don't know. You don't know what it feels like when your children are taken from you at 3 months old. The only reason I have my kids is I got paperwork filed. I am the petitioner for custody at 3 months old with my firstborn child. I didn't see my baby for 6 months until the court
brought her down
made her
2 times
come
a
back.
month. They did not
I
make her
have a
come back.
picture of a 2-day visit in 6 months where my
wasn't
baby
even gone
was
for
taken
2
by
months,
this
and I brought him
demon
twice.
right here sitting in front of you,
times each
okay?
month.
And you know what? I fought you, and I'm
you
still
lost.
standing.
I gave
I'm
you
still
joint
here.
custody, and you
these
fought
kids,
till you
they
lost
love
joint.
me,
I
and they
know.
will always love me.
So is there any
And you're just
basis
gonna
to
suck
Daniel's
it up.
concerns
They
here?
love-
Supposed to love me back.
Do you have a story or a question?
At the end of the day, this situation shows how messy things can become when two parents are stuck in a battle and the children are caught in the middle. The biggest question shouldn't be who can hurt the other person the most. It should be, what are these children experiencing through all of this? Divorce can end a relationship, but it doesn't erase the responsibility to co-parent. Children shouldn't feel like they have to choose sides, and they shouldn't be placed in the middle of adult conflicts. Both parents have their own perspectives, their own pain, and their own frustrations, but the children are the ones who have to live with the consequences of those choices. The goal should always be creating a safe and healthy environment for them, even when the adults can't stand each other. And that is where I'll leave it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think these parents are putting the children first, or are they allowing their personal conflict to affect the kids? If you enjoyed this commentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss my next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.